Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in this episode, what I'm going to do, I will talk about conditional rendering of a layout in a code document. So what that means is that let's say you wanted to send out a code document um, to to XYZ company. So you might have specified a code template, right? And you wanted to use the same template. But now, what happens is that under certain scenario, you don't want to send out certain section from the template to every customer. Say you might have, specific header. You don't want to send out, you know, to a specific customer, and you want to send out the specific header to a specific customer, right? So in that case, you have a pretty decent option to create different code template. But I mean, it might work if you have few of them, right? Like three, four code templates. But if imagine if you have like 50 customers with a different tiny bit of change, and then you want to conditionally hide certain section from a template, so it kind of makes it uh, looks ugly, right? From an admin perspective, you have to create multiple code templates just to cater for a couple of scenarios. So keeping that into consideration, the CPQ, there's something called conditional rendering, so which is pretty simple to implement it. So you can implement in pretty different ways. So the way I implement it is pretty much a trailer example. So I've created a field. First of all, uh, you need to log into org if you haven't done so. So we got something called code, right? So in the code, I create a field. So you can do different ways. You can, hide different sections based on different things. Um, so in code, I've created something called, I think it's conditional. Let me see. Uh, uh, just a second. I've added a field. Just been code. Just let me go to code first. Let me find out. Okay. Um, okay. Sorry. It's called include cover page. So what I'm saying that I want to include a cover page, right? So I've added that a checkbox. It's like a basic thing, right? Then I added that specific checkbox API name to the value of a pick list. So what I did, so first thing, right? I created a checkbox, right, under code template as I've already demonstrated. Then you go to something called template section um, object, and then under template section, you go to field and relationship, and then you look for conditional print field, right? So you open that. So when you open that, under the value, you just need to add the API name of the field you've created. That's pretty much what you have to do. Yeah. Okay. Now after that, what I've done, right? I've created a new uh, template section. So template content, which comes under template content, which is pretty much a basic HTML, which is HTML file, which is the a ugly looking HTML file, which contains some merge fields, right? Okay, so after that, if you've been following along, in my previous episode, I've demonstrated how to customize your code template, right, using a section. So you create a code template, then you go to this related list, and under sections you add different stuff, right? So I have done pretty much similar for this one as well. So as you can see that I've created this template content detail, which is an HTML file, right? So I'll go to, hang on a second, code template. So this is the one we have. As you can see that I'm not creating a new one. I'm going to make use of an existing one. So I go to new template, and then under related tab, I've added a cover page with the display order as 1. So if I look at it, the only difference I've done, I've added the top margin to 1. So if I go edit, yeah. So I said, okay, the section name, which is the name of your section, that's the cover page. Margin I've added, and the print conditional field, right? This is important. So this is what you're going to tell um, your CPQ that, okay, so if you use this field, right, then only this particular cover page will be printed. Okay, this is pretty cool. So you can add other fields, right, wherever you want it to print. Okay, so that's done. So let's go to code, yeah, and I'll pick a basic code. So I'll pick this one, yeah, and I will say uh, generate document, and I'll choose the new template, right, and I will say preview. All right, so now you must be wondering, okay, we talked about printing that fancy looking HTML page. Where is it? Or where is that section? Well, the section won't print in this case because you haven't turned on the switch yet. So when I talk about the switch, it's a checkbox. So you go to this code, right? And in the code, so what I'll do, I will tick this option, include cover page, and I'll save it. Okay. And then I will say generate document, and I will say template, yeah, and I will say preview. There you go. So you can see that it's printed right now. It's kind of fancy looking um, code document. So this is how you can conditionally render certain section if you are interested, if that's what your business requirement. Because usually, like I said, right, what might happen, your business might say, hey, I don't want to print this for certain customers. I wanted to print this for certain customers. So instead of creating, multiple, the code templates, you can pretty much use the same template and use section to play with it, which is pretty simple, right? Because think about this way, right? If you have done programming before, our main intention is to make use of existing functionality, right? Rather than reinventing your wheel. So that's pretty much what we've done here. So in saying so, that's pretty much I wanted to cover. So I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. Adios.